Hey, it's me. It's animated me. I'm your host, Andy Burrows, and it's time for another episode of Completed It. Movie reviews, pop culture, celebrity guests, and all that good stuff. Oh, and my good friend over there, Sasha Alari, as my co-host. Hey, Satch, hit the titles, brother. Hey everybody, welcome back to Completed It. It's movie review time, and we are set to review Black Phone 2. I'm your host, Andy Burrows, and as you can see, it's been a long time. I don't know what he's been doing. Actually, I do. Our co-host is back, Mr. Jonathan Noakes. Johnny, how are you, brother?
I'm good, thank you.
Jolly good, jolly good.
Yes.
Me
Yes.
and you went to see Black Phone 2 together on Friday. Had a cheeky little date night on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Went to see Black Phone 2. Absolutely loved the first one. So, no great surprise that when movies make money, they want to make a sequel. Black Phone 2 hit our screens this past weekend, opening weekend with 26.5 million
Done more
opening.
than that now.
Yeah, that was low, and I checked yesterday when I was making my notes for the show. It's probably gone plus 35-ish million dollars worldwide. I think it had a budget of $30 million as well, this movie. Did you always think there was going to be a sequel, John, with the success of the first one? We say all the time when we're doing reviews and when we're just chatting movies, if something makes a shit ton of money, these studios will be like, let's do another one.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the first one last year was when it came out, and that's the only time that I've seen it. So I had to catch up and watch it a couple of times before I watched the second one, and I enjoyed the first one better than the new one.
Yeah, no, the first one
Um,
was really, really good.
yeah,
So the second one picks up where Finn is now a 17-year-old boy, and his sister basically begins getting calls from the black phone in her dreams, where three kids have now been taken up in the winter lake known as the Alpine Lakes, if I remember correctly
yeah,
from Friday night. Um, so the movie basically, essentially, this they kind of flip it here, where Finn's sister is now kind of the main character in this movie. It's gone from what we had in the first movie, where Finn was obviously held up in that bottom of the basement of a house, and it was all about him trying to escape. Well, this movie kind of gives you his sister now as the main character. Gwen is her name in Black Phone
yeah.
2. Black Phone 2, she becomes the main character. She's getting all these calls from the Black Phone in her dreams. Oh, by the way, this is going to be spoilers. So if anyone hasn't seen it, log off now. Come back when you've seen Black Phone 2 and check out the review. Um, so the grabber now essentially is in dreams only. Sounds familiar.
Yep.
Certain Nightmare on Elm Street fans may have something to say about Black Phone 2. So yeah, the grabber is essentially in the dreams. Every time she falls asleep, the black phone rings. She has flashbacks to her mum having the same sort of things. So the movie starts with essentially a flashback to her mum taking a call on the black phone when she was a kid at the same lake. Hence why later on in the film they make the decision to go to the Alpine Lake, and they like, we have to go there. This is where the black phone is. These kids, these three kids that I keep having visions about, can't ever lay to rest unless we go to this lake. So Finn begrudgingly agrees to go with her to the lake. And essentially, every time she falls asleep, the grabber kind of appears, and with every time she falls asleep it gets worse and worse and worse, and the grabber is getting more and more and more in her dreams. um Very much Nightmare on Elm Street vibes, this film, John. What did you make it? Because look, we might be in the minority here, because I've read a lot of reviews, I've watched a lot of reviews on YouTube over the weekend. A lot of people saying they love it. I mean, a lot of people saying it's better than the first one.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
mean, yeah. What was your biggest takeaway from the movie that we saw on Friday?
The grabber wasn't in it a lot. It and then one of the dream sequences, the brother appeared in it who got axed in the head. for some reason, if you die, you can grow facial hair. It just doesn't make sense. Like little tiny subplots. It
Yeah, and the grabber essentially starts getting people outside of consciousness through as you get towards the end of the film. I was thinking, hang on a minute, this film has solely been based on someone's dream, only for it to be as you get to the final sequence, well, the grabber's now attacking Finn, albeit you can't, in the reality, as in you're not sleeping, you can't actually, Finn can't actually see the grabber. All the people that are like the subplots that are in the movie, all the people at the camp, etc., etc., can't see it. Gwen's boyfriend, well, becomes her boyfriend, can't see the grab. No one can see the grabber.
There's an interesting character about her boyfriend because he played uh, a younger. He played in the first one. He played like the younger brother of his character who's playing in the new one,
Oh, okay, interesting.
which I didn't know about. So I think they referenced that in the second one.
Hmm.
Oh, my brother got grabbed by the grabber. It was actually him who played the younger brother.
Oh, interesting.
Sounds confusing, I know, but yeah, this film's like a big subplot for Nightmare on Elm Street. If Nancy, the character from Elm Street 1 and 3, had children and she went a bit ballistic and her kids want to find out what happened, it's exactly the same thing with the grabber. The mum
Mm.
went nuts or whatever. Yeah, it's
Well,
basically what.
a funny review I saw yesterday, I think it was, when I was just doing a little bit for today's show, was like, if Nightmare on Elm Street was the 2025 movie, it'd be called Black Phone 2.
I can hope not, man, because if they do another reboot of Elm Street, please don't let it be like this.
Well, they've already done a reboot of Nightmare on Elm Street. It's on Netflix. You can see it. They've already
Yeah, I know, I've
rebooted
seen
Nightmare.
that.
Yeah, they've already rebooted. It wasn't too bad actually. Yeah. So essentially, the grabber is only in the dreams of Gwen, um, and it's all about her trying to find the three kids that were kidnapped back in the day. And obviously, they're ringing the black phone throughout the movie to give her kind of clues or help of where they are, etc., etc. Now, the first movie was 15 rated here in the UK. The second movie was rated 18. Yeah, I don't think I would have had any issues taking my 13-year-old daughter to this movie because it wasn't as gory or as bad as I thought it was going to be. Now you're like you and Neil, and you and Neil basically from our podcast. Me and Sasha are horror virgins compared to you two. Where did this movie sit in the kind of horror genre for you? Because for me it was more thriller.
Supernatural.
Yeah, it was more supernatural, more thriller, more. It wasn't what I call. Holy fuck! I'm like, there was one jump scene where you jumped and you scared me more than what was actually on in the movie. But where did this sit in the scale of horror films?
It didn't for me, mate. It. I was so disappointed. I hope it was 9 times out of 10. I mean, let's just use the summer for example. Summer films weren't that great. Only a couple films. I want this to be better than the first one. I want it to be gory, and it wasn't. The only gory bit, spoiler alert, is a bit where like the grabber was getting the three kids, and he was basically axing them, and
Hmm.
but and that was it. It weren't that. I don't know why. It just disappointed me. It didn't live up to what it should have been.
As
So
someone was watches a lot of horror, why did it disappoint you?
there weren't enough gore, there weren't enough grabber. I mean, the black phone, the character, the grabber's on the front of the poster with his mask. Should have been more of him.
Okay. Do you think that they spent too much time telling subplots and like stories
Yeah, they
about her
should
mom
just.
and
Yeah,
etc.
oh, fuck
etc.
that shit. The grabber should have just concentrated on the
Uh,
sister, and like obviously, why couldn't they just have like the camp full of like kids, like a Friday 13th, and like have the grabber take out kids to make them stronger to get to the sister? But
yeah.
that's just me. Yeah, I'll just we saw our reactions after it finished. It was like fucking shit.
A lot
But
of people in the cinema, the couple walking out behind us, were kind of like, "What the fuck did we just watch?" But as it surprised you with
well,
the online react, everything I've read, I mean, I've got some people have commented to us on at Completed It Pod, like they were asking me, "What movie did you watch?" I loved it. Some people, a lot of people, even not some people, a lot of people, saying it's even probably the best horror sequel. Someone said to me, "It's the best horror sequel they've ever seen." I wish Neil was here to
someone
discuss discuss this with him.
someone on that Roger Egber website um said it's the best horror movie they've seen.
Someone said it's going to win Movie of the Year.
Yeah, and Jurassic World's going to win movie of the year before that, and that dreadful.
That would be Jurassic World one movie of the year. Ooh, it's probably my worst movie of the year, by the way. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, yeah, come on, look, you are a horror. You're the horror man. You and Neil are the horror man. I mean, what did they do wrong then? I asked you like, what, how comes this wasn't horror? What did like? Let's get in depth into it a little bit. What did they do wrong in your opinion in Black Phone 2?
I don't know. They just dragged the whole film out for the last 10 or 15 minutes. Nothing actually happened. It. I don't know. They could have done a lot more with it. I don't know.
What would you have done with it?
As I just said, I was like, I'd have had like the brother stop having phone calls and paranoia about the grabber, have it concentrate on the sister, and they go to this camp to work with all the other campers and the parents, like a Friday the 13th subplot, and all these kids getting killed off one by one in their sleep, kind of like Elm Street, until the grabber gets stronger to come out, basically out of the dream world or the afterlife or
Because
whatever.
Finn doesn't actually see the grabber. Like the scenes within the phone box, he can hear him, but he can't actually see him. It's only Gwen that can actually physically see the grabber.
Yeah,
She's the one having the dreams.
but yeah, it's kind of a subplot for a Nightmare on Elm Street, where Freddy gets stronger and then she grabs the grab, no pun intended, grabs the grabber out of a dream, and he's comes out in the real world or whatever. And they should have just done it like that, but they kind of did see him at the end. Spoiler alert on the ice lake and the skate marks and everything like that. But it just there weren't enough. There wasn't enough Ethan Hawke to justify making this a horror film. It was more like a supernatural thriller.
Yeah, I didn't get the bit where obviously the whole film was him about being in the dreams, and every time she fell asleep, people could like obviously you could see like like when he was hurting her and when she's
Yeah,
asleep, all the
yeah,
blood. The thing that baffled me was how at the end of the film, all of a sudden, it wasn't about being in a dream, and the grabber could grab, no pun intended again, everyone else. Like he went after Finn, he went after everyone, the people from the lodge. So obviously, they couldn't physically see him, but I'm like, hang on a minute. This whole film was being about Gwen falling asleep and her having that interaction with the grabber and trying to figure out how she solves it within her dream, which, it's a storyline that's been done before, but it isn't a bad way to do a movie. But then what lets you down is right at the end is the grabber is now coming outside of the dreams and getting to, like I say, getting to Finn and getting to the characters from the lodge and getting to the guy that's been there his whole life and he's like, oh, I've seen this before, blah blah blah, etc. etc. And you're kind of like, hang on a minute, I thought the whole premise of the film was that it's when Gwen dreams is when the grabber comes out, and then at the end of the movie you're kind of like, well, that doesn't really fucking make sense because now he's just grabbing everyone, even though he's dead.
I didn't like the way they done the dream sequences. It gave me a freaking migraine.
As in what?
The the camera work,
It was filmed very. They had a lot of flashbacks as well to Black Phone One, didn't they, with the house and the basement,
yeah, yeah.
etc., etc. So that I thought was kind of cool, but I think it was filmed in a it was very they tried to film it in a certain way that Black Phone was filmed in, and for me they went from that version of the film to quote unquote modern day filming of the film, and you're kind of like, hang on a minute, like Sash said to us on the last Marvelous Monday, he says horror movies are probably the easiest to make because they are the cheapest budgeted movies. This movie had a budget of 30 million. Um, did that
Well,
surprise?
I've just looked, and as of yesterday, it's gone up to nearly 47 million.
As in they made over the weekend?
Yeah, so I don't know. Say it's on the cinema for another 2 weeks. That's probably going to break the 110, $150 million mark.
Hmm.
So yeah, number three is probably on its way.
Yeah, you sent me something in the group chat the other day saying you now when they make these, and again, Sash was talking about this when I was sat down with him on Monday, when we were doing the Marvelous Monday. He said, no, notoriously horror films want the trilogy, if not more. Do you think we get Black Phone 3 then?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, how? What are they going to do next?
Prequel. Um,
I do it like the It prequel that's coming out in a couple of weeks on Disney Plus, kind of that sort of but they kind of showed you this is the tiny bit that I did like in this movie was when they showed you young Grabber, we call him Grabber, which is his name, a young Ethan Hawke with Gwen's mum back in the day and how he got her into the car. But I like that bit where they showed you the vision of Gwen watching and the Grabber inviting her into into the truck to watch what happened to her mum, and obviously it subsequently sees a lot of her hanging herself and the dad finding her. I thought that was cool how they done that. How you kind of got to, and then that got me thinking while I was watching the movie. I was thinking, oh, if you're going to do a Black Phone 3, you could potentially. The only way you could really do it now 'cause it is a prequel. Because if you do Black Phone 3 and obviously Black Phone 2 ended with Ethan Hawke's character, the grabber at the bottom of the ice, etc., yada, 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 then you're going to kind of have it as a dream thing because essentially he is dead. So if you're going to do Black Phone 3, you're going to want to do it as a prequel to. But then you've kind of showed us that, haven't you? You've kind of
Yeah,
showed
but
us. You've
how
showed
many
us
times?
young grabber.
Yeah, but how many times did Jason Voorhees die and he kept coming back and he wasn't in the dream world?
Yeah,
Perhaps,
true. I mean, look
but
at
I hope.
Halloween. Look at the Halloween movies. Fuck me. I
Oh,
mean, that
don't.
was a bit.
Right, right. I tell you what, with Halloween Kills, if they do somewhere like there's a grabber and they don't know who it is, and it turns out to be the brother or the sister that's the grabber, then that's going to be complete bullshit.
Yeah, that's. I can't wait to get Neil back on these. He is the horror. He's like a Yoda
Ugh.
of
But
horror.
yeah, there weren't
But
enough Ethan Hawke. There weren't enough grabber. It's just we've seen this dream sequence bullshit already, man. You know what I mean? It's like that the dream sequences were like an 80s MTV music video.
MTV, may it rest in peace.
Yeah, I know.
Sad
Cool.
that, isn't it? Yeah, it's sad that
Yeah,
MTV. Yeah, but
reality ruined it.
yeah, I know, mate. I know. But so yeah, ratings out of 10 for Black Phone 2.
Um,
Lucky Sasha
I,
there.
I don't I
I don't
don't
do
like do
ratings.
10. I don't like to do 10 out of 10s. I like
I'll do a
5,
5 then. All right, we can do it out of 5 because it's probably gonna be what, 2 for you.
2, 2. Yeah.
I'll give it a 3, just purely because I liked what the only thing. Look, I wasn't a, and everyone that knows that watches completed it. I'm new, believe it or not. I'm very new to the horror genre. These boys are getting me to watch all sorts of horror films at the minute. It was for me. It wasn't a patch on the first one. The first one was a surprise. I think I just randomly booked it with my Limitless, my Odeon Limitless that I've got here. I was just like, oh, Black Phone, Ethan Hawke. Yeah, why not? Let's go and see it. I wasn't walked in with zero expectations. Kind of saw a little bit of the trailer, but I didn't really know what I was getting into. Walked out the movie theater going, "Wow, one of the best movies of the year that I'd seen it. I think I
Mm.
ranked it in my top 5." But and then I was really excited. So when I think I saw the trailer for Black Phone 2 at the beginning of this year. I'm thinking, oh, like it was early February, March. They'd just done a little snippet of Black Phone 2, and all of a sudden the conversation started. It's like, well, hang on a minute, he's dead. But then you do realise, I'm slowly realising with the horror genre, that, let's be honest, that no one's ever really dead, are they? In the horror genre,
Nope.
you look at Nightmare on Elm Street, look at Halloween, look at it, look at all the movies that they've. I've just named a few there. Do you think it's very easy to do this kind of story in the horror genre? Because a lot of people that are into the horror, my mate Chris, who's watching this, big shout out to him, massive Nightmare on Elm Street fan. A lot of people that are watching this will be like, hang on a minute, it's just Nightmare on Elm Street. But this isn't the first time that they've done a horror movie with like a dream scenario. Is that just an easy thing they do in horror, do you think?
Yeah, as you're saying, Sash said, horror's the easiest genre to make.
Mm.
All you got to do is get a killer, get a couple of people getting killed for a bucket of blood over them. Slash, got yourself a horror film.
What's a better horror film? Is it a quote unquote slasher horror or the thriller horror?
Slasher.
Okay. Why?
Got to be. Oh no, it's just slasher. Ain't it? You got your knife, got your murders, got your X chainsaws, whatever. Look at what they did in Terrifier 3. That's a slasher film. That's what they proper horror.
I've never seen Terrifier. You
Oh, you
keep trying to
should
get me
do.
to watch it. You keep
Yeah,
trying to get out there, mate. It does not. Just looks bad. People might be able to let us know in the comments if I should watch it. If people tell me enough people
yeah.
tell me to watch it,
I'll
I'll
tell you
watch
what.
it.
If you get on your socials, if you get more than say 20 people that say watch Terrifier, watch the Terrifier films 1 to 3.
Okay, deal done. More than 20 people comment on
Yeah.
this, then I will sit down and watch all the Terrifier films. We've got some more reviews coming up soon, Jono. We are going to sit down for Halloween and review Nightmare on Elm Street. We've
Which
kind of just done
one?
it. The first
The
one,
re the
the
re
original. No, the original.
1984 Wes Craven. Yeah,
The
got ya.
original. We are going to go
Yeah.
and sit down. Any thoughts on that movie as we get set? Halloween's around the corner. What? In just over a week away, we've got Halloween.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot of people's favorite time of year, and there's a lot of great movies that come out. Nightmare on Elm Street's been a movie that's been rebooted. Here's a question. We'll kind of get into this in the review, but while I've got you, so we're not sure if you'll be on the review. Is Nightmare on Elm Street a movie that should have been rebooted? Yes or no?
No,
What did you think of the reboot that's on Netflix?
I like the plot. It's exactly like the first one. The only thing I didn't like was the characters. They should have just kept it like the original, and then obviously people complain about Jackie L. Haley's makeup for Freddy when it looks like a proper burn victim, but that wasn't Freddy.
Mm.
His performance was good, bit of tongue in cheek in there, but it
Okay.
didn't exactly wow me want to watch it at the cinema.
Is there a horror film that you hope gets rebooted?
Oh God! Right, the only decent horror reboot remake that I liked was
No, is there one
Evil.
you want them to be
Oh yeah,
rebooted?
yeah, yeah. I know.
Is there
Um,
something that you think, yeah, I'd like to see a reboot of that? Maybe, obviously, look at It. They've done It again, and obviously we're getting the prequel for It now coming out. Is there? I mean, you can't fucking know Halloween. How many Halloween movies are there? Is there one out there where you think, yeah, reboot that? Let's see what it looked like in 2025.
well, they did a reboot of Hellraiser, but they did it with a female slash transgender actress as the lead role in Pinhead. But they should do it like let Clive Barker go back to the roots of the first one and do it proper with like the original Cenobites, the hooks going in and pulling everything. They should just like make Hellraiser remake it as brutal as they could, as they did back in the 80s.
Because they've kind of done it with, if you look at the latest Alien movies that have come out, it's not rebooting, but they're keeping that franchise alive with new movies. Does there come a time, right? Here's a quick question. Does there come a time in a franchise, and we'll say, we'll use Alien because it's
Yeah.
recently-ish, new movie, Jurassic Park, what else can I think of? And it doesn't have to be horror. Beverly Hills Cop, that was put on Netflix. Right. Does there come a
Yeah.
time in a franchise's uh, time where you think, nah, enough's enough? Me and Sash talk about this all the time, and Neil, Star Wars keeps going on and on and on, and there's this spin off, that spin off, that spin off. Does there come a time in a certain genre of movie where you go, nah, done, stop it?
No, they'll just keep doing it. If a film makes like 1p in profit, they'll just thinking, oh, that's a profit, and they'll just keep doing it and doing it and doing it.
Yeah.
As simple as that. It's like with the Terminator franchise. It make as long as it hits that 1 cent, 1p
Here's a
mark.
good example. The Predator movie's out in a week. I think you and I are due to go and see that in about a week's time. Is that something that should be like, nope, don't do it?
Nah,
But
they
but
should
like,
have.
but to your point, making money. Prey made a shit ton of money. I know it all kicked off in our WhatsApp chat. I personally didn't like Prey. I thought it was terrible. Wasn't for me. Didn't like it. Should have ended the franchise. Like again, my good friend Chris, he'll watch this, and he's a humongous like Predator, Terminator, all them. He's horror obsessed. He's like a guru when it comes to horror movies. What he doesn't know about horror isn't worth knowing. So I'll give the Predator as a prime example. That's coming out. Me and you were sitting down the week beginning the 20th of October. I think that's out next Friday, and I've seen clips and Predators talking and etc. etc. Is that a franchise where you think, fucking hell, they've gone on too long here?
Well, don't know. They should have stopped at Alien versus Predator because that was a load of crap. It just
Yeah, but how many's been since that? Three?
something like that, like including
They had that
the
solo one where they,
animated one.
yeah, and then you had that random solo one where they were just dumped on an island. It had nothing to do with anything to do with the franchise.
When I
Uh,
commented on a Facebook post about, wait a minute, so there's a female predator and it talks. When did it? And people kept saying to me, well, they've talked before. I said, well, yeah, because they mimicked the recording of the people they're going to kill or killed.
mhm.
Next thing I know, there'll be a bloody alien that talks when the thing comes out. Will go, you know. It's what,
Yeah,
films these days and sequels is all about profit.
I mean,
So,
it's not. Neil would probably be the perfect person to ask this. I'll ask him next week when he's on. Is modern day horror not a patch on 80s horror?
nah, not at all. People gone so soft in horror these days.
Is it the movie making? Is it the world we live in? Is it woke? Oh, I hate saying that fucking word, but is it because you can't make horror now like you did in the 80s? You can't get away with as much? I don't know.
No, you can't. Because when's the last time you watched a horror film and some, well, spoil like people haven't seen Terrifier 3 apart from a couple of scenes in that. When's the last time you watched a horror film when there's a woman or a bloke start bollock naked on the cinema screen getting brutally slashed? There hasn't been since the 80s.
Probably not. Disney will probably.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Disney won't allow that.
No.
But no, horror's gone too soft. It's just like the Saw franchise started off Saw 1, got on. When it got to Jigsaw, then Saw 10, it just went too soft.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like Scream, There's another one of them coming out. Is it next year?
February. But yeah,
February,
like
yeah.
Scream, that was a good slasher, the first one.
And then it went a bit stupid.
Yeah.
But like Sash said on Marvelous Monday, once a movie makes buck, and like you said, if it makes an extra penny for the sequel, there'll be Black Phone 3. There'll be another Aliens movie, especially after the back of the new TV series that's just hit Disney Plus. There'll be another Aliens movie in 2026, 2027. There'll be. I read something today. It's 100% confirmed. There's going to be another Terminator movie.
Oof.
Yeah.
So they should have continued on from the Christian Bale one.
But
I was saying I watched Conjuring Last Rites a few weeks ago. Brilliant film. Absolutely loved it. It smashed its budget. Blah blah. And I think they're either doing a sequel to what happened at the end or a prequel. But see, that's a franchise that I like. Scary, brilliant.
Yeah, that's it. It is. Well, Black Phone 2 is in the books. Our review is done and dusted. We are probably going to be in such a minority. We're probably going to get absolutely killed on social media. But hey, it's our view. It wasn't as good as the first one. I'm glad people are enjoying it. That's why we like movies, and that's why we do things like this, because it's all about opinions. But just drop us a comment if you want on the YouTube channel at Completed It Podcast. Let us know what you think of Black Phone 2. If you want to interact with us on X, you can at Completed It Pod. We're going to be back later this week with the Smashing Machine review. Myself and John are going to be sitting down talking all things the Smashing Machine, the Mark Kerr story. I absolutely loved that film, by the way. Spoiler alert for our review. I absolutely loved it. So that's going to be coming out later this week. But John, thanks as always, my man. Always a pleasure, dude.
Yeah,
I will see you later on in the week for the Smashing Machine review. Like I said to everyone, if you want to check us out, just go onto YouTube, type in Completed It Podcast. You can find us on X at Completed It Pod. But till next time, everybody. Stay safe.
Feeling overwhelmed by the challenges of daily life? Struggling with anxiety, stress, depression, phobias, fears, or just trying to get yourself back again? Discover the transformative power of focused solution hypnotherapy and counseling. Through guided hypnotherapy, relaxation trance allows your subconscious mind to access your inner resources and strengths you didn't know you had. Book your free consultation today and let's start your journey together. For more information, please email Sharon at scm-therapy.me